Imagine standing alone in a crowd, feeling like an outsider in a world that celebrates belonging. You've tried to connect, to fit in, to be understood, but the bond always seems elusive. Could it be that the very reason you struggle to find friends lies not in a flaw, but in a gift? A spiritual gift so profound it sets you apart from the ordinary rhythm of human connections. But why would being spiritually gifted make friendships difficult? Shouldn't it bring more light into your life, more understanding, and more people who resonate with your soul? The truth is far more complex and far more beautiful than you've been told. Have you ever walked into a room and felt an inexplicable heaviness, as though the very air around you was charged with emotions you couldn't name? This is the weight of energy, and for the spiritually gifted, it is both a reality and a responsibility. Your heightened sensitivity means that you don't just hear words or see actions, you feel their energy. A casual conversation can become emotionally taxing when you unconsciously absorb another person's hidden pain or anxiety. A cheerful gathering might leave you drained, not because of what was said, but because of the undercurrents you picked up. Unspoken fears, quiet resentments, or unresolved grief. This isn't mere intuition, it's your expanded energetic field at work. Your aura acts as a finely tuned sensor, picking up on vibrations that most people overlook. And while this allows you to connect deeply with the unseen, it also means you're carrying more than your fair share of emotional weight. Every human being vibrates at a certain frequency. Most people exist within a common range, a collective hum that connects them to each other. But spiritually gifted individuals? Your frequency is higher, sharper, and more intense. This vibrational misalignment is why you often feel out of place. It's not that you're too much, it's that you're operating on a different wavelength. And while this can feel isolating, it's also what makes you extraordinary. But here's the catch. To connect with others, you often have to lower your vibration. It's like dimming your light to make others comfortable. And while this might create temporary bonds, it leaves you feeling disconnected from your true self. The weight of energy can feel isolating. Others may not understand why you withdraw after socializing or why certain environments leave you exhausted. It's not that you dislike connection, it's that connection often comes with an unseen cost. But this gift has a higher purpose. You're not just absorbing energy, you're transmuting it. Like a vessel, you take in the dense, heavy vibrations of the world and transform them into something lighter and more harmonious. To manage this gift, you must learn to ground and protect yourself. Create boundaries, both energetic and emotional. Practice visualization techniques, such as surrounding yourself with a protective light, and honor your need for solitude to recalibrate. The weight you feel is not a curse, but a sign of your strength. It's a call to embrace your role as a transmuter of energy, a guardian of balance in a world that desperately needs it. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. Spiritually gifted individuals are mirrors. You reflect people's truths back at them, whether they're ready to see them or not. Your presence alone can stir an unease that's difficult to describe. Not because you've done something wrong, but because you unknowingly shine a light on their shadows. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how some people pull away from you after seemingly innocent encounters? They avoid your gaze, their smiles falter, or they retreat into silence. It's easy to interpret this as rejection, but the truth runs deeper. What they're reacting to isn't you, it's the reflection you offer. Carl Jung, the renowned psychoanalyst, described this phenomenon as the confrontation with the shadow. According to Jung, the shadow is the part of the psyche where all the traits we've repressed, denied, or deemed unacceptable reside. It's the hidden self, the dark twin that we often fear to face. When you step into someone's life, your spiritual presence acts like a mirror. Without saying a word, you reveal aspects of their shadow they've spent years, perhaps even lifetimes, trying to suppress. This could be a buried insecurity, an unacknowledged fear, or a truth they've long avoided. In your light, their shadows become visible, and this sudden clarity can feel overwhelming, sometimes even unbearable. People often cling to their comfort zones, wrapping themselves in illusions about who they are and how they fit into the world. When someone like you steps in, holding up a spiritual mirror, it disrupts their carefully curated equilibrium. It's not that they dislike you, they're simply not ready to confront what you make them see. The rejection you perceive is rarely personal. It's the natural reaction of someone grappling with their inner world. They might lash out, withdraw, or avoid you altogether, not because they dislike you, but because they aren't prepared to face themselves. But here's the paradox. This role you play, though challenging, is incredibly sacred. By triggering their shadow, you plant the seed of transformation. Even if they push you away, the awareness you spark in them cannot be undone. Understanding this dynamic can bring immense relief. You are not a burden, and their reactions are not your responsibility. Your role is to reflect, not to fix. In doing so, you honor both your path and theirs, allowing the natural process of growth to unfold, whether they embrace it now or later. So why don't you have friends? This question, lingering in the quiet corners of your mind, isn't born from vanity or self-pity. It's a whisper from your soul, seeking understanding. The answer lies in the depth of your existence, the weight of your gifts, and the sacred solitude that shapes your path. Small talk has always felt foreign to you, a language you were never meant to learn. Gossip feels like a toxin, draining the energy you so fiercely protect. You yearn for depth, conversations that unravel the mysteries of the universe, probe the intricacies of human emotion, and explore the divine. Yet how many are willing to dive with you into such profound waters? Most people are content to float on the surface, hesitant to face the depth within themselves. But this solitude is not a punishment. It's a crucible, a sacred test. The universe is asking you to embrace this stillness, to find strength in your aloneness. In this silence, your spiritual gifts sharpen. Imagine trying to hear a whisper in a cacophony of noise. In solitude, that whisper transforms into a symphony, guiding you toward your higher purpose. The challenge is to embrace authenticity. Should you dim your light to fit into spaces that no longer serve you? Should you shrink yourself to avoid discomfort? The answer is simple: no. The world doesn't need another person who blends in. It requires you, fully, authentically you. Your authenticity becomes a beacon. Though it may take time, you will draw in those who resonate with your vibration. These connections will be rare but unshakable, built on the foundation of truth and mutual understanding. Until then, see your solitude not as a void, but as a sacred space, a space to grow, explore, and create. True solitude isn't empty, it's full of potential, wisdom, and the infinite possibilities that come with being spiritually gifted. It's not the absence of connection, but the presence of self. When you learn to sit with yourself, to embrace your own company, you unlock a power no friendship can bestow. You become your own confidant, your own strength, and from this wholeness, you'll attract others who are whole as well. So the next time you find yourself questioning your lack of friends, remember this: it's not because you're unworthy or unlovable. It's because you're extraordinary. Your path is not one of ease. It's one of transformation. And while it might feel lonely at times, it's filled with the profound magic of self-discovery. You are spiritually gifted, and your journey is sacred. The question isn't why you don't have friends, it's whether you're ready to embrace the unparalleled beauty of walking your own path. If you've felt the weight of spiritual solitude, and you're ready to explore why the universe often challenges those with spiritual gifts, click here to continue your journey. In the next video, we'll uncover even more layers of why this suffering exists and how you can transform it into your greatest strength. Thank you for watching.